right, Dana here has gone out with a dude 3 times and hasn't been able to figure out why he ghosted her. Wanted our help to call this dude and find out what is going on. Hey, Dana.
Hi.
Hello. What's happening?
Just got a little situation on my hands.
Okay.
We're good with situations.
Yes, we have helped you with your situation. So tell us about this dude. Tell us about the dates. Tell us why you're so confused.
So, it all started a couple months ago when we first met. And we've gone on 3 dates since then. So it's been kind of hard to, get him down for something. But we've been on 3 great dates that, I was really excited about because it seemed like, we were headed towards a promising relationship or something. But, so I texted him, and for Thanksgiving, he said he didn't have, anywhere to go since his family was out of town. So, I invited him to my family's, and he declined. And, I didn't think it was a really big deal. And I told him, I understood if it was too soon to meet my family and everything. I just wanted him to feel, like he did have somewhere to go for Thanksgiving.
It's nice of you.
If he wanted. Yeah. And so it's okay if he doesn't, want to, but I wanted him to know why. And, and then we went out the Friday after Thanksgiving, and that's the last time that I've talked to him. He hasn't responded to any of my texts, but I have seen him comment on some Instagram pictures. So I know that he's still alive and nothing dramatic happened. I'm just so confused. Why did he ghost me?
Has he posted on your Instagram pictures or it's other people's?
It's my friends.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to say the same thing that I always say when we do this. Does it matter, Dana? I mean, he's telling you really everything you need to know. And by ghosting you and not even texting, which takes 2 seconds, by not texting, does it even matter?
I felt like it did, but maybe you're onto something.
And the fact that he's not only just leaving comments, he's leaving comments on your friends. That feels as if he almost wants you to know that he is being active, but not with you.
Again, we're getting back to ghosting this week. I just really feel like in Bertopia, it is illegal to ghost. It is illegal, and you can go to jail for it. It is so easy now to tell somebody that you're just not interested. We have even given you the text to use, right?
Oh, yeah. What was the text again, Tommy?
You're a great person, just not the person for me.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Simple.
They're going to get that, right? So there's really no need, because the bar is set so low now for you not to be able to text and just go in a nice way hey, you know what? Thanks so much, but it's not going to work out between the two of us. That's the bare minimum. You can't even do that. It just seems so crappy to me.
Oh my goodness, I would appreciate something like that so much. Just a little communication, So I know I'm not going crazy.
We've brought up that text numerous times over the last week, 2 weeks. I'd like to know if there's any Bert Show listeners listening who have received that text. Because more than likely, the person you were dating is a Bert Show listener.
Maybe. Well, the thing is with that text also, while it might not be perfect for everybody, at least it allows the other person to know that this is not going to happen between you and I, rather than have this lingering, what happened? There's no need for ghosting whatsoever because we've made it so easy.
I know, but
It's closure.
I get her because you're curious. You're just like, WTF, what happened? What is the last text communication the two of y'all had?
After our date, I texted him that I had a good time and wondering when he wants to hang out again. And when he didn't respond to that, I just sent a question mark the next day, and
So we've ended with
haven't
a
gotten
question
anything
mark.
back to that. Yeah.
Usually, if you go on 3 dates with somebody, obviously, you're feeling them. You get to that 3rd date, I always feel okay, we might have something here.
I was almost thinking that he was really freaked out by the Thanksgiving Day invite. And maybe he misinterpreted that she was putting her foot on the accelerator. Maybe she was way more excited about this than he was. But at that point, you would think there wouldn't be another date. But they had one after Thanksgiving too, right?
Yeah, the Friday after.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, I got nothing either.
I don't know why
But this is why we do this, because we want to know.
Right. So if you're looking back at those 3 dates, you can't point to one thing that says okay, I kind of picked up when he was turned off by that.
Not really. I feel like I've been thinking this whole time that it was like the inviting him over for Thanksgiving thing. That's what I thought it was.
Nah, because he would have ghosted you before y'all went on that last date.
Right.
True.
All right, so Tommy, our show director, reached out to him for answers. We got answers. So if you hang with us for a couple of minutes here, Dana, we'll tell you exactly why he's been ghosting you, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, it's the Bert Show.
The Bert Show.
I don't know why I'm more and more fired up about ghosting now.
You really are.
I really am.
Triggered you today.
It did trigger me today for no reason at all. I'm not even out there.
And we've talked about this so many times on this show.
It just feels, look, I'll just say it. It just feels so cowardly to me.
It is.
It is.
Here we're going to talk to Dana again, who went out with a dude for three times, and he's gone and hasn't said anything to her at all about it. It's just so cowardly. And so disrespectful, and almost like narcissistic, well, she's going to be devastated when I tell her that she can't have all this. So maybe I just will avoid the whole thing. Again, we are in a time now where the bar is set so low. Almost anything you say would be better than just leaving them hanging.
Not feeling it.
I agree. It's
That's
a simple
it.
That
text
is it.
message. It's not hard.
That's it, right? Ghosting should be illegal.
Have you ever ghosted somebody?
Yes.
Jerk.
I did.
You're a jerk. Big
I
fat
kind of
jerk.
was back then. Now I was in like my mid-20s, and it was only one date, and I just honestly had no idea what to say because she had sent me this really, really nice paragraph of how well the date went and how excited she was, and I just honestly didn't know what to say, so I didn't say anything.
You didn't respond and be like, were we on the same date?
Like I said, almost anything is better than ghosting, right? But even just even if you go out one time, I think that it would only be appropriate to just, it's a one-liner. That's it. All right, Dana. So just to recap here real quick, because Tommy, our studio director, our show director, did reach out to this dude to find out exactly why he's ghosted you. 3 dates. You felt a little bad for the dude because he didn't have anywhere to go on Thanksgiving. So out of the goodness of your heart, you invite him to Thanksgiving with your family. He says, hey, no thanks, but you guys do go out one more time after that. And that's when there has been nothing, right?
Yep, you got it.
All right, Thomas, you want to take over from here?
All right. We are calling him Toby. And I reached out to Toby via text yesterday. I explained what the Bert Show is. And they were reaching out on behalf of Dana. I told him we're just asking for brutal honesty and why he isn't calling her back.
Is her favorite show The Office?
Yes.
Yeah!
And how did you know that?
Because we have named the boyfriend Toby, and Toby is a character on The Office.
And that's usually he asks, what's your favorite show? And
Yep.
that's when he gives him an anonymous.
That's how we come up with our fake names.
And in very Toby-like HR fashion, he replied very quickly. And he said, wow, she is persistent, isn't she?
Well, that's a compliment.
Is it?
I don't think so.
Well, he doesn't like persistent women.
What did you
Clearly.
say next?
And I said, I guess so. I don't think she wants anything from you, but she just wants to know what happened. Did she do or say something to turn you off? Did you find something about her that you didn't like? And Toby said, I mean, not really anything like that. I guess after only a few dates, I don't think there needs to be an official breakup, right? I mean, there isn't anything official to break off. And I said, you're right. I said, she just can't understand why you haven't responded to a text or even told her anything. And then Toby said, I guess I just didn't feel like it. Sorry if that sounds rude. I just didn't want to have to explain.
All right, can we stop there for just 1 second? If you get a text from somebody that says, hey, I just didn't feel it, is that rude? Because I think that's why people are ghosting each other, because they assume that a text like that is going to come off as rude.
People aren't ghosting each other because they're worried about being rude. They're ghosting because they don't like confrontation and they don't want the other person to be like, well, nobody can take rejection well. So if you say, hey, we're not vibing, the other person's going to fling an insult because everyone's egos are so fragile.
So, Dana, if he just would have texted you and just said, hey, thank you for a couple of great dates, but I'm just not feeling it, would you have been really put off and offended by that?
I would have been sad, but at least he was honest, I wouldn't have to go snooping and sleuthing.
Snooping and sleuthing.
And I want to point out an unfortunate truth because I think there's even a Twitter feed or an Instagram account dedicated solely to this of women who have rejected men, and men do not take that rejection well and retaliate in really nasty ways. And so that is one reason why women have turned to ghosting, because they don't want to put up with the vitriol they receive from a guy who can't take the fact that he got turned down.
So I wonder also if guys have the same reaction when they don't hear anything at all, because rejection is rejection to these guys.
No, I mean,
some do.
I'm sure some do.
Yeah.
But so I've read interactions between men and women, and the women handle it as gracefully as possible. And it's one of those, you're a great person, you're just not the person for me. And these guys literally just fly off the handle. Well, if you thought and then just the insults, and it's really gross.
I would just block him after that. You got one time to insult me like that, and that's it. We're done. Anyway, continue on, Tony.
All right, so Toby said, I just didn't want to have to explain. And I said, well, did she do something? And he said, kinda, but not really. And I said, what does that mean? And he said, well, we've only gone out like 3 or 4 times, right? And I said, right, okay. And he said, she has a Facebook page, and she posted something that I saw was a red flag to me. And I said, what was it? And she said she was asking what kind of a Christmas gift you get for a new boyfriend. She was implying that we are way more serious than 2 people who've only gone out like 3 or 4 times. In my mind, we're not even to a point where we'd even get each other Christmas gifts. Plus, all the responses of ideas that she was getting had some really pricey or sentimental gifts. She seemed to think that they were all really great ideas and things she was considering. And I'm nowhere near that interested in her. So I broke things off with her before she actually bought or made any of these things. And I said, got it.
Do you remember Dana posting that on Facebook?
Yeah, I do. I didn't think it was going to, like, honestly, I didn't even remember it till you guys just brought it up, like, honestly.
He did say, I mean, maybe after the holidays we could hang out again. I don't know. She would just need to chill out a bit. And I said, understood. Thanks for the honesty. And Toby said, you bet.
So I'm assuming he put that together with the fact that you invited him over for Thanksgiving, and probably in his mind thought that you were way more serious than he was ready for.
Moving too fast.
Oh, my goodness.
So at least now you know, right? I would
Yeah.
not. I don't think I would reach back out to this guy and try to explain it or anything. Just move on to the next dude.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that, too, because if he's not excited for me being, like, eager, then he's definitely not the one, you know?
100%.
Okay. All right, Dana.
Thanks so much for your help, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I was a little aggressive, though. I think if I was a little like just starting a date, and I saw that, I might be put off by it.
Oh, yeah, it would for me, too.
But I don't know that I would ghost. Not feeling it.
Just say you're not feeling it.
Yeah, that's it. Why didn't you say it to that girl in your 20s?
I was in my 20s.
The Bert Show.
So, first, thanks for watching. Second, you like what you just watched? That just scratches the surface. Get The Bert Show on any podcast platform. We're so good.